and welcome to week 4 of your stability and strength exercises. We're going to start down on our back today and focus on your lying down posture, chin to your chest, ribs to your hips, lengthen through the back of your head. Our knees are bent. We have our neutral spine. Place your fingers on the inside of your hip bones so you can feel those core muscles, and then take a big breath in to expand your core. And as you breathe out, gently draw up through your pelvic floor, through the TA muscle at the front here. Think of it sinking down into your spine, and think of those lower back area, the area between the two dimples, swelling slightly. Maintain that core contraction as long as you can throughout these next movements. And if you feel you lose the contraction, just stop yourself and join back in when you're ready to. So with our core contracted on, we're going to come into our alternating single tabletops. So as we lift and lower one leg at a time, we want to keep nice and still through our pelvis and nice and still through our spine. We are breathing deeply or naturally in and out of your nose. The whole time though, the core stays contracted. So you might do a couple of reps and then you feel you need to reset again. So that's perfectly fine. Stop yourself, take a breath in, breath out, contract in, and then continue with those single tabletops. So we keep your shoulders relaxed and your chin towards your chest. Try not to tense into your shoulders. When you're putting your attention down into the lower portion of your body, you might feel you start to compensate somewhere else. So relax everywhere else. And continue with this for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Now this time, coming into our single tabletop, let's take our knee out to the sides and back into the midline. Out to the sides, back into the midline. So to begin with, don't go too wide with that knee. So we're really challenging your pelvic stability here. So watch that your left knee doesn't drop out to the side to counterbalance you. Also, watch you're not pushing with your elbows against the floor, so you're tensing and using your arms. We want all the stability to come from your core muscles. Let's try and train them to take more of the loads. So let's do that on the other side too. Place your foot down, make sure you still have your core contracted, and taking that left knee out and back in again. Keep your fingers on the inside of your hip bones, and you can feel then if your pelvis is doing that tilting side to side as you move your knee in and out. We want to avoid that happening. Keep breathing. Good work. And then we're going to alternate with this one. Bring the leg back in and down. We bring the leg into single tabletop, take it out to the side, back to the tabletop, and then down to the ground. Tabletop, knee fall out, back into the midline, back down to the ground. Reset those core muscles again if you need to. Tuck your chin to your chest, ribs to your hips. Maintain your posture. Keep deep breathing. And let's do 2 more of these on each side. So we're alternating our legs, staying stable through our pelvis. Through our back, we have a little curve under the lower back. 1 more of these on each side. And rest back down again. So this next exercise is another pelvic stability exercise. Keep your left knee bent, take your right knee into a single tabletop, and we're going to do some single leg circles through our hip. So we're going to take our knee out to the side, move it forward slightly, come back into the middle of your body, and then up through the center. So circling through your hip. Our focus is to maintain this nice still pelvis. So we don't want it rocking side to side, and we don't want the back flattening and arching off the floor. Also be mindful of your knee on the left not falling out to counterbalance you, or your elbows pressing down to help you either. Take it into those core muscles. Now you can do this with a bent leg. You can also do this with a straight leg. So circles above your hip, so through your toes or through the top of your knee. So let's do 4 more in this direction. Fingers on your belly. Feel those muscles staying contracted. Feel if your pelvis is rocking side to side. And then we'll change our direction the other way, circling, relaxing your shoulders. All the focus is down into these core muscles to provide you with stability and strength. And let's try that on the other side. So either a bent knee or a straight leg, circling through your hip. Maintain your core contraction. Think of those back muscles swelling slightly. Your pelvic floor gently pulling up inside you, 30%. Your lower abdomen sinking in towards your spine. And then circle in the other direction too. Keep breathing in and out of your nose. Stop and start if you need to. If you feel you're getting some rock side to side, make it a bit easier. Go to that bent leg option. It's a little bit easier, taking some of the load out. You don't have to go quite so wide with your circles. Keep everything small at first and then increase the range of motion to make it more challenging. Good work. Place that foot back down on the ground. Let's now flip over onto your tummy. Come into your W arm shape position to begin with. If you're still using your pillow underneath your pelvis to help keep your lower back nice and neutral, go ahead, place it underneath your pelvis. Extend your arms straight out into the Y. If you want to, bring your towel or your cushion so you can rest your head onto the ground. Or you can start to hover your nose. This is a slight increase. So only if your back is ready to handle this, just have your nose hovering just off the floor. Now we're extending through our lower back. We make sure our core is contracted first, always starting with that core contraction. So breathe in to expand, breathe out to contract everything in. Switch your glute on the right side. We're going to lift the right leg and the left arm. And then bring it back down again. Left leg and right arm. And back down again. So your forehead is either resting down or nose just hovering. But the focus again is always able to keep your core contracted. Your shoulders are relaxing down your back. And make sure you can keep breathing as well. Breathe in to raise. Breathe out to lower. And let's do 5 more of these. 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest that back down again. Hands onto your shoulder area. Push up onto all fours. Just take a moment to take a child pose and let your back release back out again. Then we're pushing up onto all fours. So have your hands under your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, stabilize through your core muscles, and then we're going into our alternate arm raise. So as you raise the arm up, it comes to the height of your ear. We're avoiding rotating through your body. And we also don't want to lean across to the opposite side. So if your core muscles are active and they're stabilizing you, your torso should be perfectly still in the middle. You're not having to compensate with leaning or twisting. So here comes your body awareness. If you can be aware enough to hold yourself still and make the movements a little smaller at first, work in a range that you are able to manage, so that when you are able to increase that range, you are still executing perfect form. And then we bring our arms back down to the ground and we work with the legs. So we're going to keep weight on one knee and slide the other knee out behind so your toes stay on the floor. Your weight is even between your hands and your back feet. And then bring that knee back in again. And then slide the other knee out so your toes stay on the floor. And then bring it back in again. So we're pushing up from the floor, keeping our arms straight, keeping our torso as still as we can as we slide each leg out and back in again. Breathing in to extend the leg out. Breathing out, bring it back in again. Core contracted, hips are staying level, nice and still. And let's do 5 more of these. 5, keep breathing. 4, watch your head isn't dropping down. 3, 2, keep your ribs to your hips. 1. And then relax back into your child pose just briefly. Tuck your chin in, come into a nice counter stretch. Now, a really functional position that we need to work from is a standing squat. So we often have to reach down and pick things up off the floor. So I want to teach you how to do that safely using your core muscles really effectively. So first of all, standing posture is really important here. Think of nice and tall through the back of your head, tucking your chin down to your chest. Watch you're not overextending your back, so bottom ribs come down slightly. Nice and long through your lower back. We're switching those core muscles on, and our feet are slightly wider than hip width apart. Now in this position here, we want to keep nice and long through your lower back as you start to sit yourself down. Your knees don't come any further than your toes, and your arms can just come forward slightly. Now we want to keep that length in your lower back, so just be really careful here that you don't start sticking your bottom out too far. Think of the ribs to the hips, the long lower back. Then think of a hydraulic lift squeezing through the heels of your feet as you bring yourself back up to standing. Core contracted, send your hips back, keep your lower back nice and long. And then squeeze through the backs of your legs and your glutes, bring yourself back up again to standing. Breathe in to come down. Breathe out to stand up tall. Ribs to hips, chin to chest. Breathe in to lengthen through your lower back. Breathe out to stand up tall. So it's really hard on those core muscles to stay contracted in when you come into a squat position. So at first you might just work in a really short range. Just work here and really focus on being able to pull up through your pelvic floor as you dip down and come back to standing. Remember, it's always about really good form rather than how deep down you go or how many repetitions you go. Keep good technique and your body will naturally improve and become stronger and more stable. Now in this position here, when we come into our squat position, we aim to get a shape of our back at the same angle as our shins. And then come up nice and tall. Let's see if we can just do 3 more of these. So as you practice this, you will increase the range of your motion, work with your breathing and listen to your body. 1 more. Good work. So now is a really great time to go into your mobility exercises and focus on having a bit of a stretch out, or you can go straight over to your therapy session if you need to loosen out some of your muscles. Thank you for joining me for this stability and strength exercise program, and I look forward to seeing you next time.